Well, happy Monday evening to you. Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy, bringing you another nightly update. Today is Monday, October 13th. It's about 10 o'clock here in Texas. Getting everything wrapped up, getting into the charts. Hope you enjoyed the shorts today, the day-by-day updates. We made a little money, but I'm not sure that we're not about to do a big retest. So without further ado, we're going to get into the charts, get into the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This measures market sentiment. And as you can see, we're at a 42. We're back to neutral. We were in fear yesterday. But what I can tell you, and we've talked about, the best times to buy are when we're in fear. You can see every time. This measures market sentiment, guys. Every time everybody's scared, we have a pump. Scared, pump. Scared, pump. We're in fear again. We've moved up to neutral. So what happens next? Well, we'll break it down all in the charts tonight. We'll start off with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Went ahead and went out to the weekly. It shows a better picture of the liquidations. This is what the market makers follow. These brighter yellows and greens are higher pockets of liquidations, and that's what the market makers go after. They go up and down chasing liquidity, and they don't care where your liquidation points are. They want them. They want you to lose money. And my job is to help you guys keep from losing money. So if you see here, we've got about $1.71 billion in liquidations down to about 105,000. And if we go to the upside, there's close to 3 billion. So there's still an imbalance, still more liquidations to the top than to the down. But all these bright green and yellows make me think they want to come back down and retest and maybe eat up some of these liquidations that got in early when we had that horrible wick. So let's go into the charts. Let's take a look, figure out what's happening. Just going to do a daily chart tonight. We went over the weekly. We know where it is. We know what's happening. And this is where we're at. We're to retest. This is the 50 smoothed moving average. What this does is it takes 50 of these candles and puts us a fluid line on the chart. And what we do with this, you can see it works as a really strong support and resistance that's not horizontal, but it's fluid and moves along with the chart. You can see we had that horrible dip in August and September, and then we moved way up, breaking all-time high, set a new all-time high, 126,400, and we had that horrible move down on Friday that created this big wick. And we talked about this last night, that I feel like they want to they want to fill out about 70% of those. Now, we broke this daily 50, and we took some longs here, but they came up and they didn't quite make it to this golden zone. They rejected at this, what we call the 382 on a Fibonacci. And what you really want to see on this first move is you'd really like to see it go to the golden zone, and we didn't. So that raised some red flags for me. I put it in the crypto school that I close those trades out. We'll wait on a retest to see what happens. And right now we're currently testing that 50 moving average. So here's the deal. If we bounce off of this, we head on up to this golden zone around 119,000. Our next stop would be 137,000, anywhere between 133 to 141. But if we lose this 50 moving average and we retest it and the retest fails, 108,000 to 103,000 are going to be our targets. So we're kind of at a line in the sand again, just like we said all weekend. So I'd rather be cautious, be risk off. Let's let this thing lose it. Let's see what happens on these retests here, and we'll go from there. I am going to go down to a 4-hour chart just to give you a better idea. We talked about this last night. We never cleared that 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And I said last night, this is concerning. Well, we broke the 200. This is a 200 moving average that takes 200 of these candles and puts another line down. That's why it's usually lower. But we tried to break the 200 moving average, and we came down to retest, and that retest failed. So that puts up a really big red flag for me. We're still in this golden zone that I consider a no trade zone. I don't want to take a trade until we break one side or the other. But you can see we're going down. We're going to retest around 112.4, it looks like. And that's going to tell us a lot. If we lose that, then I think we're looking for about 108. And like I said, on down into those $100,000 targets. I'm not prepared to say we're going any lower than that yet. But there's an opportunity, as we've seen on the weekly. We let it load. Reset the chart view here. As we've seen on the weekly, the 50 moving average is going to line up right around the 90,000. So if we were to lose that $100,000, $90,000 around there will be our next stop. Okay, that's enough on Bitcoin. You kind of have a pretty good idea. let's go on to Ethereum and take a look and see what's going on. Pulling up the same liquidation heat map, you can see there's some really big pockets down around $4,100 and around $4,000. There's another one down here at about $3,900. And the price action is coming down. So I think they're chasing these wicks down. My big question, do we stop at $3,800 or do we go ahead and take everything that's around $1.22 billion? You can see the upside, we've got over $2 billion in liquidations. So I don't think the move is done, but I think we're going to come down and retest. The big question is how far? That's why I'm risk off at this moment. But we'll go into the charts, we'll take a look and figure out what we're doing. That's Bitcoin. We can pull up Ethereum. It's down about 1.5% right now after daily close. We'll go ahead and start with the weekly since it's up. Actually, that's messy, so we'll go to the daily. All right, daily's going to tell us everything the weekly does as well. You can see we're still in that descending channel, and we didn't get a chance to break out of it today. We crossed the 382, but we're coming down to retest that 50 moving average. Like I said, our entries were just low enough. They were around $4,000, $4,100. I didn't want to take a chance. Profit is profit, so good gains to those who took the trades. But we're working down. If we lose this 50 smoothing average, then our targets are probably around the bottom of this channel, starting somewhere around $3,400. And the daily golden zone and this weekly's golden zone line up. So we can see the 200 moving average is here. I kind of think that by the time we get down here, if we go there, about $3,200 to $3,000 may be a valid target. If we lose it, we're going to look for $2,700. And there's a red line here. If we lose this red line, I have some really big concerns. That's why we're going to wait. We're going to see what happens at this 50 smoothed moving average, and then we'll make a decision from there. If we go to the 4-hour real quick, just to see what's going on and break this move down just a little more, you can see we flat rejected the 50 moving average on the 4-hour, and that's usually a bad sign. So we're coming down to retest this 200. It looks like we're probably going to lose it, so we're going to probably look for these bottom targets, guys. But right now, our line in the sand's around $4,100. That's going to dictate our next move. You can see that moving average is right around $4,000. So by the time we get down here, that $4,100 is our decision point. Things are critical here on where we go. So I don't want to make any moves. Like I said, I closed those trades and now we're just sitting and waiting. We made good money, no risk, no loss. And we'll wait for the next move. This is where patience comes in. So yeah, that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on tonight. Like I said, I always tell you, those charts are posted in the crypto school. I've also posted the liquidation heat map. Come on over and talk to us. If you have any questions, reach out. Go ahead and hit that like button, tap the bell notification to get notifications on these videos as soon as we drop it. Subscribe and leave us a message. Leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm and it reaches out to more people. But it's a quick update tonight. There's not a lot to talk about. We know where we stand. We know where we need to wait to see if something else is going on. I really don't think this move is over, but we'll see. Next few days are going to tell us a whole lot. But I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I've talked enough. Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy. We'll see you down the road.